Hi everyone. So what I want to talk about right now or today is a question that's come up. Actually, it came to mind because I was on somebody else's Facebook page and they were getting a really hard time by people who believed that tarot cards are evil. So yeah, I'm here to talk about whether tarot cards are evil. Some people believe that. Okay, there's some pictures on here. I've got my deck here. They look a bit scary, you know. The tower, there's lightning, there's all sorts of things going on. We've got the death card. Nobody's dying. It's about the end of something. It's about even small deaths. It's about new beginnings and endings and cycles of our lives and how they change and transform. So yeah, this card is cardboard. Okay, it's cardboard with a picture printed on it and a reverse. Now in itself it has no power at all. It's a symbol. Tarot is very symbolic. It triggers intuition and it triggers knowings, and yeah, it puts structure into a reading. So in itself it really is just cardboard. They really, okay, if somebody's just held it and they've had a pretty heavy duty energy, you'll probably pick up on that because there's a residue there. People do leave a residue on objects they've used, but in itself tarot is certainly not evil. It's a tool. It's like a pendulum. It's like a crystal ball. It's like astrology, which uses the planets. They are tools used to give us insight into our own inner being, into our journey and where it's taking us. So yeah, the whole tarot is evil thing, really, I find it quite puzzling because I've had a few different tarot decks. Have a look at this one, you know, I've had it for a while and they do get a bit worn out and they've been handled hundreds and hundreds of times. For me, the tarot represents a structure to a reading, so I'm not just pulling random stuff into it, so that there's a pattern, a path, and I quite often use it when I have to do a lot of readings in one day, because it speeds the whole process up. But in itself, tarot cards are actually neutral. Some people give dreadfully scary tarot readings. I met a young woman many years ago and somebody had told her that she would be single and lonely and never have a family, and she was 21. She was very attractive, very friendly, very healthy looking, and I just looked at her and said, gosh, don't believe everything people say to you, you know. It's not what you need to be doing. So yeah, no, tarot is not evil. It's been around for a long time, and actually today's tarot playing cards are based on the original tarot decks. In the meantime, they've just taken out the major arcana, which is your cards like Death and the Tower and the Empress. They're your major arcana, which are quite powerful influences. You know, they give more direction to the actual purpose than the other cards, but yeah, they're not evil. Not at all. Depends on how you look at them. I have quite a soft way of reading the tarot because I think the meanings can be very broad and it depends on what else is going on. Like if somebody came in here and they just had a huge row with their husband, okay, the Tower would be really appropriate. It wouldn't be a huge surprise if the Tower came up. Yeah, that's what went on. There was a big explosion of energy and yeah, it'd be quite natural, but it can also mean that you just need to release some energy, and that's why I'm saying, you know, it depends on the circumstances, it depends on the situation. But no, a piece of cardboard is not evil, it's not dark, no matter what anybody says. they don't have that kind of power. It's the reader that works with them, that uses their intuition and their spiritual guidance and everything to turn it into a reading. Otherwise it's just a picture. So yeah, please don't be frightened off by things like that from exploring interesting ideas. I'm not saying you should get into tarot. They're actually much softer, gentler cards, like the angel cards. And last weekend at a spiritual festival I had a play with some medicine cards, American Indian cards. You know, they're all beautiful. And my absolute favourite, which I don't have at the moment, is the Wisdom of the Four Winds, which is a New Zealand deck, and it has all the New Zealand elements in it, the tuatara, the koru, all these different aspects. And no, that's not evil either. So yes, in horror movies you've seen the death card, I'm sure, sometime at some point, but that's Hollywood. If I pull up a death card, that doesn't mean somebody's going to die. Sometimes it's an aspect of our inner being, or yeah, but the card itself is not evil. Objects actually aren't evil. Yes, they can hold energy, but you can also clear the energy. You can cleanse it. You know, it's actually why if I'm doing tarot readings for a lot of people in one day, actually sitting there and shuffling them clears the energy in between each person, in between each reading. Excuse a little motorbike going past. So yeah, no, that's one way to clear your tarot cards. It's just to clear the energy by shuffling them. Like sometimes I then pass them to the other person to shuffle, and they go, "Oh, I'm not very good at it," and I go, "It doesn't matter." Yeah, actually, it's not about shuffling. It's about having connected with them, because the person's energy then connects with them, and you can do a reading. But yeah, no evil whatsoever. Pure, simple pictures, and they trigger certain things within the reader. You know, I mean, I have read all the books and all of that, and some of them I disagree with, and I think that a lot of the traditional meanings come from one perspective, whereas there's so much else. It's the surrounding influence, it's the surrounding cards, that person's energy. The traditional meaning might be totally inappropriate because that person's energy is not on that level. So yeah, this is my little rant. Have a beautiful day.